I don't see them, I whispered. Claire glanced toward the back. Maybe traffic. No, I scanned the seats again. They're not coming, the music started. My hands shook. Claire squeezed my fingers. Ethan, look at me! Trider's smile was steady. Mine wasn't, they promised, I said under my breath. She nodded gently. I know, the officiant cleared his throat. Shall we begin? I couldn't speak. I just nodded. Each word of the vows sounded distant, like I was underwater. Claire's voice was warm, strong. Mine cracked halfway through. I caught Mike's eyes in the crowd. He looked worried. Everyone else clapped when we kissed. I didn't feel anything. We walked down the aisle. No hugs from my mom. No laugh from Olivia. Just white chairs and a hollow space in my chest. Ethan? Claire said softly as we stepped outside. Maybe they had a reason. I pulled out my phone. One notification. Mom. Sorry. Something came up, that was it, I showed her. She read it slowly. That's it? I nodded. No call. No apology, nothing. Claire blinked fast. Did she even say congratulations? No. We stood there in silence. Mike walked up with 2 beers. Man, congrats, I forced a smile. Thanks. You okay? He asked. Not really. I looked around. So they didn't show at all. Empty seats. All 6 of them. Mike whistled low. Damn, that's cold. Claire took a step closer to me. I don't get it. Your mom RSVP'd twice. She was excited about the food. She said she couldn't wait for the cake, I said bitterly. Mike scoffed. But showing up for your kid's wedding, that's the bare minimum. I stared at the ground. I thought maybe Olivia would at least come. She didn't even text? I shook my head. No one did. Just that message from Mom, Claire whispered. It doesn't make sense. It does, I muttered. It does now. Mike raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? I looked up. I've always been second to Olivia. Always, Claire frowned. But this is your wedding. Still second, I said. She had a piano recital once. I got a math award the same day. Guess which one they went to? Mike groaned. Let me guess. Piano. Front row, I said. Meanwhile, I took the bus home alone. Claire touched my arm. You should have told me. I didn't think it mattered anymore, I said. I thought maybe this time I'd come first. Mike shook his head. That's messed up, man. I turned my phone off and shoved it in my pocket. Let's just go inside. People are waiting! Claire held my hand tightly. You sure? I nodded. Yeah, I won't ruin this for you. You're not ruining anything, she said. They are. I wanted to believe that. I really did. But it still felt like my fault. Inside, Claire's mom hugged me. Her dad clapped my back. Her sister gave me flowers. Her grandma cried. Everyone was there. Everyone but mine. Mike sat next to me at the head table. You holding up? I didn't answer right away. I feel like I don't exist. You do, he said. To the right people. Claire leaned over. You exist to me. I know, I whispered. But right now I feel hollow, she nodded. It's okay to feel that. I thought getting married would feel different. It will, she said. Once we leave here, we danced. I smiled for the photos. I thanked the guests. But inside something was gone. A thread that had always tied me to them had snapped. Later, when we were finally alone in the suite, Claire sat beside me, her shoes off. Her dress puddled around her. Still no messages? She asked. Nope, she exhaled. Wow. Yeah, you want to call them? No, she hesitated. Ethan, are you okay? I didn't know how to answer. No. She wrapped her arms around me. We're a team now. Me and you, I closed my eyes. I just wanted them to see me. They missed it on purpose. Silence. Claire pulled back and looked at me. You know what I saw today? What? A man who married me even with a shattered heart. I looked at her. She continued. You didn't let it stop you. You stood there and said your vows anyway. I felt like I was dying inside, but you still showed up. I swallowed hard. They didn't. No, they didn't. I laid back on the bed. Something changed today. Claire curled beside me. Yeah, I think I stopped hoping. She said nothing. Just held me, and I let myself fall into the silence they left behind. They always chose Olivia, I said, staring at the ceiling. Claire brushed my arm. You were there, son. That made me invisible, she sat up. What do you mean? Every time something mattered to me, they had something more important for her. Like what? Recitals, graduations, her wedding. Always front row. Always flowers, Claire whispered. And for you? A handshake. Maybe a quick text. Once Mom said, "You're a man. You don't need attention." Her eyebrows knit together. She really said that? More than once. Claire looked down. I don't get how they could act like that. I do. I just didn't want to believe it. She reached for my hand. Collar. I blinked. Now? Yes, why? You need to hear it, even if it's awful. I stared at the phone for a long second, then dialed. It rang and rang. Hello? Mom. It's me. A pause. Ethan. Hi. You didn't come. Another pause. We didn't think it was that big of a deal. I froze. Not a big deal. We thought you'd understand. I laughed, dry, bitter. Understand what exactly? She sighed. Your sister needed help with the kids. You skipped my wedding for babysitting? She's family too. So am I. She didn't say anything. I kept looking for you, I said. Every second of that ceremony. You sent a message. One line, something came up. That's not a message. That's a brush off. You're overreacting. No. I've just stopped pretending it doesn't hurt. Another pause. You're being emotional. I'm being honest, and we didn't mean to upset you. You just didn't care if you did. I hung up. Claire reached for me, her hand soft on my chest. What did she say? Exactly what I expected. You okay? No, she moved closer. Tell me. They didn't think it mattered. Claire flinched. She said that? Not that big of a deal. That's the quote? Her eyes filled. I'm so sorry, I looked at her. Why do I keep hoping they'll see me? Because they're your family. They act like I'm optional. You're not. Not here, not with me, I tried to smile. I couldn't. You don't have to prove your worth anymore, she whispered, but I want to feel like I matter. You do. Then why does this feel like it broke something in me? Claire didn't speak. She just wrapped her arms around me. I remember my birthday when I turned 15, I said. Olivia got accepted to some music camp. They took her out. Forgot my cake, Claire whispered. Ethan, I reminded Mom. She laughed. Said it's just cake. Claire shook her head. That's not okay. I told myself it wasn't a big deal, that I was being dramatic. You weren't. I've spent my whole life making excuses for them. Maybe it's time to stop. I thought if I just achieved enough, stayed quiet enough, they'd notice. They should have loved you without the performance. I swallowed hard. I don't know how to stop trying. You don't have to stop. Just try for the right people. I looked at her. You mean you? She smiled gently. Me, our friends, our future family. I leaned back, tears burning behind my eyes. What if I mess this up too? You won't, she said softly. I married you, didn't I? I tried to laugh. You really did. And I saw you, she whispered. I see you, I closed my eyes. That means more than you know. I know, she said. Silence settled between us. Heavy. Real. I shouldn't be surprised, I whispered. But you're still hurt. Yeah. She leaned her head on my shoulder. It's okay to grieve the family you wanted. I thought I had them. No, you hoped you did. I looked down at our hands. I keep remembering little things. Mom missing my game to take Olivia shopping. Dad saying, "Oh, you'll be fine." You always are. Like my pain didn't count. Claire's grip tightened. It counted. It always counted. I wanted them to be proud. I am proud, she said. I let the tears fall. Any calls today? Claire asked later, drying her hands on a towel. I shook my head. Just junk mail and a spam text about car insurance. No messages from your mom? Nope. Or Olivia or Dad? She leaned against the counter. It's been 3 weeks. I know, Claire sighed. My mom called again. She said to tell you she's praying for you. That's nice of her. She asked if your family ever apologized. I snorted. Not even close, Claire frowned. How can they just vanish? They've had practice. You don't deserve this. I didn't answer. That night, Mike showed up with a six-pack and a face that said he wasn't here to sugarcoat anything. Thought you could use a drink, he said, holding out a can. I took it. Thanks. We sat on the porch, the night air thick with silence. You still waiting on a sorry? He asked. I shrugged. Guess I was. They're not going to say it, man. I looked over. How do you know? 'Cause if they cared, they'd have been here. No call, no text, nothing. One message, a week after the wedding. Hope it went well. Mike raised his eyebrows. That's it? That's it. He took a long sip. They didn't forget, Ethan. They just didn't care. I flinched. Don't say that. It's the truth. They're still my family. Mike looked straight at me. Family shows up. I stared at the streetlight across the road. I thought maybe they'd realize they messed up. They won't. People like that rewrite the story so they're never the villain. I didn't reply. Mike leaned back. You're allowed to be angry. I'm just tired, he stood up. Then stop carrying them. Later, I sat alone in the kitchen with a blank sheet of paper and a pen. Dear Mom and Dad, I wrote. Then I stared at it. I waited for you. I kept looking at the door. I thought maybe you were late. I thought maybe you'd walk in smiling. But you didn't. I wrote, I kept making excuses. My whole life, I let you miss things because I thought one day you'd show up and mean it. I got married and you weren't there. You didn't care, I stopped. My hands were shaking. Claire walked in quietly. You okay? I'm writing something I'll never send. She sat beside me. Want me to read it? No, she nodded. Is it helping a little? I stared at the paper again. I wanted to believe I mattered to you, I wrote. I really, really did. I folded the letter, stepped outside, and lit a match. Claire followed me out. Ethan? I dropped the letter into the grill and watched it burn. She took my hand. I'm proud of you. For what? Letting it go. Even just a little. I didn't want to, but you needed to. The flames faded. Ash curled inward. Do they hate me? Claire's voice was soft, but it cut deep. I looked up from the couch. What? She stood in the hallway, arms crossed over her hoodie. Your family. Do they hate me? I blinked. No, of course not. Then why didn't they come? I don't know. She walked closer. You must have some idea. They're busy. Maybe they didn't think it mattered. I sighed. I didn't say that. You don't have to. I sat up. Claire, they don't hate you. It's just, they've always been like this. That's not comforting, I said quietly. I'm not trying to make excuses. Yes, you are, Claire replied. Every time I bring it up, you dodge it because it hurts. She sat down across from me. It hurts me too. I know. No, I don't think you do, she said, her voice trembling a little. I'm married into silence, Ethan, into absence. I looked away. They're still my family, her tone sharpened. But are they yours? What does that even mean? You keep defending them, she said. Even now. I'm not defending them. Yes, you are. You're scared to admit they hurt you. I'm not scared. Then why can't you say it? I stood up. Because saying it makes it real. It is real, Ethan, she said, her voice breaking. They didn't show up to your wedding. They haven't called. They don't even ask how you are. I rubbed my eyes. I know that. Then stop pretending it's normal. I'm not pretending, I muttered. I don't want to hate them. Hating them isn't the same as being honest, she said softly. They raised me. No, she said. They're ignoring you. I sat back down, the weight in my chest growing heavier. I keep thinking maybe next week they'll call. Maybe they'll apologize. But they haven't, she said. No. Do you really want our baby growing up around that? I hesitated. They might change. Claire shook her head. Do you hear yourself? What? You're wishing on people who've already shown you who they are. I was quiet. She leaned in. I'm scared, Ethan. Of what? Of being alone in this. Of you choosing their feelings over ours. I'd never do that. But you kind of are, I flinched. That's not fair. It's not about fair, she said. It's about reality. I want our kid to know their grandparents, but I also want them to know they're safe, that they're loved. No mixed messages. No wondering why someone didn't show up. I don't want to cut them off. I'm not asking you to, Claire said quietly. I'm asking you to stop lying to yourself. Something inside me cracked open. I just thought they'd at least care. I know, she whispered. I did too. Silence filled the room. Then she stood. I'm going to bed. I'll be there soon. She nodded but didn't look back as she walked away. I sat there staring at nothing. Were they ever really my family? Or had I just been filling in the blanks all these years? I remembered birthdays forgotten, graduations rushed, conversations that always circled back to Olivia. My wins were never loud enough. My pain was always too quiet. Be strong, Mom used to say. You're the boy. Don't make it about you. But wasn't I someone too? I walked into the kitchen, poured a glass of water, and leaned against the counter. The fridge was covered in Claire's sticky notes, little reminders, affirmations, jokes. Her love was everywhere, in corners, in quiet things. They hadn't asked about her once. They hadn't even said her name. I walked to the bedroom. She was already under the covers, turned away. Claire, I whispered. She didn't move. I'm sorry, I said. Still nothing. I think I've been lying to myself, I whispered. I've confused blood with loyalty. She turned slightly. But I'm done, I said. Now she looked at me. Her eyes were tired but softer. I'm not going to chase silence anymore. Claire reached out her hand. I took it. We didn't say anything else that night, but something shifted. Then my phone buzzed. Claire looked over. Who is it? I didn't answer right away. I just stared at the screen, then turned it toward her. Olivia, I said. Her eyes searched mine. What did she say? I opened the message and read aloud. Heard you got married, congrats. Sorry we missed it. Busy with the kids, Claire blinked. That's it? I nodded. That's it. She didn't even mention me. Nope. Claire sank into the couch. Wow, I let out a dry laugh. Took her 3 weeks, she shook her head. There's no guilt in that text. Not even a hint. It's like you invited them to a barbecue, not your wedding. I know, I said quietly. I'm sorry, Ethan. I swallowed. Yeah, me too. She leaned closer. What are you thinking? I was stupid to expect more. You weren't stupid, she said softly. You were hopeful. That's not the same, I stared at the wall. I told myself they had a reason, that they'd reach out. But they didn't even try. No, she said. They didn't. Claire picked up my phone, reread the message. It's so cold, so empty. It's always been like this, I said. Just surface level, no depth, no warmth. But it's your wedding, she whispered. Exactly. She handed the phone back. What are you going to do? I paused. Delete the photos. Mute the group chat. Maybe that's petty. It's not petty, she said gently. It's self-respect. I opened the gallery. Swipe, delete, swipe, delete. You don't have to do it now, Claire said softly. If I don't, I'll keep hoping. I can't afford that anymore, she nodded. Okay. I muted the family chat, turned off notifications, blocked Olivia's number. You blocked her? Claire asked. For now. Do you think she'll notice? That's the thing, I said. She won't, Claire's voice cracked. They really don't care, do they? I looked at her, my eyes glassy. They don't, she wiped her face quickly. Sorry, don't be. This isn't on you. But it feels like it is. It's not. Claire looked down. If I hadn't been in the picture, stop, I said. She looked up. You're not the reason they ignored me, I said. They were doing that long before you. You just made it easier for me to see it. She didn't reply. I'm done making excuses for them, Claire. You mean that? I nodded. Yeah, she exhaled. I want to believe that. I do too. We sat quietly for a while. I kept thinking maybe there was something wrong with me, I said finally. Claire turned to me. There's nothing wrong with you. Then why don't they care? Because they're selfish. Because they don't see what they're doing. Or maybe they do, and they just don't think it matters. The part that hurts, I said quietly, is that I didn't matter. Claire leaned her head on my shoulder. You matter to me. I placed my hand over hers. I know, I whispered. I wish I could fix this, she said. You already are. I don't feel like I am. You see me, I said softly. That's more than they've ever done. She squeezed my hand. I'm letting go, I said finally. Claire looked at me. Are you sure? No, I admitted. But I have to try. Do you want to write back? I shook my head. What would I even say? Thanks for the text that confirms everything I feared? She gave a sad laugh. Fair, I wrote them letters once, I said. Never sent them. What did you say? That I was hurt. That I needed them. That I wanted them to care. I sighed. And now, I don't think I need their response anymore. Claire studied my face. Are you really saying that? Yeah, I said. I think I am. She leaned in and kissed my cheek. I'm proud of you. You're not there yet, but you're trying. Yeah. Do you want to talk to Mike? She asked. You always feel better after. Maybe tomorrow. I just want you to have support besides me. I know. We sat together for a while, phones off, lights low. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was missing something. Then I heard Claire call softly from the hallway. She was holding something in her hand, her face pale, eyes wide. What's wrong? I asked, walking closer. She held it up. A pregnancy test. I blinked. Wait, is that? She nodded. Positive. I just stared. I took 3, she said quickly. They all said the same thing. You're pregnant? Claire nodded again, slower this time. Yeah, I sat down on the edge of the bed. I don't know how to feel, she whispered. Me either. Her voice cracked. Are you okay? I think so. She knelt in front of me. You don't look okay. I'm just processing, she tried to smile. That makes 2 of us. I reached for her hand. It's good news, is it? Yes, it is. Claire bit her lip. Then why do you look scared? Because I don't want to mess this up. She lowered her eyes. Me neither. I never had a real example of what a dad's supposed to be, I admitted. I don't want to pass that emptiness on. You won't. I might. She sat beside me. You're not them, Ethan. I'm half them. Claire turned to me. But you know how it felt to be invisible. That's your power. It doesn't feel like power. It is. Because you'll do the opposite. I didn't answer. She touched my knee. Talk to Mike. He always grounds you. I gave a weak smile. Yeah, Mike. Later that evening, Mike dropped into the armchair, beer in hand. You called. What's up? I sat across from him, rubbing my face. Claire's pregnant. He froze. No way. Yeah, he grinned. Dude, that's amazing. I guess. You guess? I'm scared, man. Of being a dad? Of being a bad one. Because of them, he said quietly. I nodded slowly. Mike exhaled. Man, then don't pass down their silence. You really think that's possible? I know it is, he said. I don't want my kid to feel what I felt. Then don't let them. It's not that simple. It kind of is, Mike said. Be present. Show up, listen, I let out a dry laugh. Sounds easy when you say it like that. It won't be easy, he said. But it'll be worth it. I don't even know where to start. Start by telling your kid they matter. I don't even know them yet. You don't have to, he said. Just promise it now, out loud. To yourself, I looked down. Feels cheesy. Be cheesy, Mike said. This isn't about pride, he clapped my shoulder. You've got the heart, man. Just don't let the past win. After he left, I sat alone in the dim light. The house was quiet, but my head was loud. I pulled out a notebook I hadn't touched since college. Stared at the blank page, then I started writing, I don't know your name. I haven't seen your face, but I love you already. You will never feel invisible. Not like I did. I promise to be there. To hear you, especially when it's hard. You matter. You always will. My hand trembled a little as I stopped. Tears hit the page. I didn't wipe them away. I folded the paper and slid it into the nightstand. Ethan? Claire's voice called softly from the bedroom. You okay? I walked in slowly. Yeah, she was under the covers watching me. You talked to Mike? Yeah. She patted the bed beside her. What did he say? That I can break the cycle. She smiled faintly. He's right. I climbed in beside her. I wrote our kid a letter. Her eyes widened. Really? I nodded. Just a promise. That they'll never feel the way I did. She reached for my hand. That means everything. I needed to say it, to write it, to believe it. You'll be a great father. I want to be. You already are. I looked at her. This baby. It's not just our child. What do you mean? She's my second chance. At what? At being the man I needed growing up? She kissed my cheek. You're already becoming him. I'm trying. She placed her hand on her belly. We're going to be okay. I placed mine over hers. Yeah, we are. We stayed like that, Quiet again. But this time, the silence didn't hurt. Ethan? Claire called from the kitchen, her voice tight. You should see this. I walked over. What is it? I asked. Claire handed me her phone. Your sister's Instagram. I stared at the screen. A photo of Olivia's backyard. Decorations, food, people smiling. I squinted. Is that Tate Varian? Looks like it, Claire said quietly. Your mom, dad, Uncle Ron. Even Jess flew in from Texas. I blinked. What's the occasion? Claire hesitated. Apparently it's some made-up family holiday. No invite, I scrolled. More photos. Group shots, toasts, Olivia laughing. My dad holding her youngest. Mom in the middle, arms wrapped around her grandkids. They all looked so happy. I muttered, not even a mention of you. Nope, Claire said softly. Or us. Not surprised, I whispered. No empty chair, she murmured. Nothing, I swallowed hard. I guess they didn't even notice we were missing. Or they did, Claire said quietly, and didn't care. I stared at the last photo. Olivia's caption read, "Family is everything." A bitter laugh escaped me. Family is everything, unless it's mine. Claire didn't say anything. I sat down, phone still in my hand. You know what's funny? What?
She asked gently. If I had posted just one wedding photo, they'd accuse me of trying to make them feel guilty. She sat beside me.
But they can post this without thinking twice. I nodded. Exactly, her voice softened. What are you feeling right now? Like I've been erased, I said quietly. She whispered, I'm so sorry. I looked at her. I used to think maybe I was overreacting. You're not, she said. This is confirmation. She reached for my hand. You don't deserve this. I'm done. Claire blinked. Done? I'm done trying. I'm done checking. I'm done hoping. She squeezed my hand. Are you sure? I opened my phone, pulled up Instagram, and tapped Olivia's profile. Ethan. I hit unfollow. Then Dad. Unfollow. Mom. Gone. Every cousin. Every aunt. Every thread of digital connection. I cut them loose. Claire watched silently. I turned to her. I can't keep hurting myself like this, she nodded slowly. You shouldn't have to. I kept thinking maybe next time they'll remember. Maybe they'll call. Maybe they'll care. But they won't, Claire said. No, I agreed quietly. They won't. She leaned her head on my shoulder. Do you feel better? I stared at the screen. No. But you still did it, she said softly. It's like grieving someone who's still alive. She paused. Sounds harder. It is. We sat in silence. I always thought blood meant something, I said finally. It does, Claire replied. But only if there's love with it. I used to feel guilty for even thinking these thoughts. You're allowed to protect yourself, she said gently. I'm allowed to grieve, too, I whispered. I looked up at the ceiling. They didn't even keep space for me. Not even a single word. They closed the door. Ethan, Claire said softly, you're just accepting it. I blinked back something heavy. Yeah, Claire sat up. Then let's focus on the family we're building. I managed a small smile. You, me, and her. Our daughter will know she belongs, Claire said. She'll never question it. She'll never look at a photo and wonder why she's not in it, I added. She'll be the center of every picture, Claire said, smiling through tears. We locked eyes. I may have lost them, I said softly. But I'm not lost. No, Claire said firmly. You're found. Here, with me, I exhaled. It still hurts. I know, she whispered. At least now I'm choosing peace over begging. That's the bravest thing you've done, she said. I pressed my phone to my chest. Goodbye, I guess, Claire whispered. Goodbye. I looked down. Do I have frosting on my shirt? Claire laughed. A little. Right there, I looked down. Great, pink frosting and baby balloons. I'm officially a dad now. You're adorable, she said, brushing it off. And the shower looks amazing, right? I nodded slowly. You really went all out. Her mom came over with a camera. Okay, you two, smile. Claire leaned in. Say diaper duty. Diaper duty, I groaned as the flash went off. Laughter echoed around the room. Her family had packed the backyard. Cousins, neighbors, aunts I barely knew. Tables full, decorations everywhere. The air smelled like barbecue and buttercream. Claire's grandma June walked up and wrapped me in a soft, warm hug. "You holding up, sweetheart?" I swallowed hard. "Yeah." Mostly, she looked me in the eyes. "You're not broken. You're just healing." I didn't trust my voice, so I nodded. June smiled gently, patting my arm. "It's okay to feel it all." Claire watched her walk away. "She always knows what to say." I almost cried. "I know." Mike appeared beside me holding 2 plastic cups. "One's apple juice, the other's mystery punch. Which one's safe?" I asked. "Honestly? Neither. But you've been standing here like a statue. Time to mingle." "I'm mingling," I said. Mike raised an eyebrow. "Bro, you haven't moved in 20 minutes, I sighed. "It's just a lot." "I get it," he said. "You keep waiting for a text or a call." "They're not coming," I muttered. "I know." Mike bumped my shoulder. "But we are." "Look around." I scanned the yard, people laughing, talking, celebrating us. "I feel guilty," I admitted. "For what?" "For feeling happy." "Don't," he said firmly. "This," he pointed at the crowd. "This is your real family. The ones who show up." Claire waved from across the yard, gesturing for me to join the gift table. "Go," Mike said. "I'll save you a cupcake." I grinned. "Only if it's chocolate." No promises. I walked over to Claire. She handed me a wrapped box from Aunt Liz. "Is this the 10th onesie or the 20th? I asked. "Open it and find out," she said. I peeled back the paper. "Oh, wow. It's a hand-knitted blanket with your initials," Claire said. "And hers." I traced the tiny letters stitched into the corner. "She's already so loved," Claire smiled. "Yeah, she really is." Her cousin shouted, "Time for speeches!" Claire shook her head. "We didn't plan speeches." Mike climbed onto a chair, drink in hand. That's never stopped me before. Everyone laughed. He cleared his throat dramatically. "So, I've known Ethan since college, back when his fashion sense was questionable and his ramen diet was criminal." More laughter. "But seriously," he continued, "I've watched this man grow. I've seen him fall in love, face heartbreak, and now become a dad. And let me tell you, he's going to be a damn good one." Claire clapped. I blinked too fast. Mike raised his glass. "To Ethan and Claire, and to the little girl who's about to have the best parents ever." "Cheers!" everyone shouted. I stepped forward, holding up my cup. "Thank you all for being here, for making today unforgettable." Someone called out, "You're welcome!" I laughed. "We don't take it for granted. Every single one of you showed up, and that means more than I can say." Applause followed. I looked at Claire. She mouthed, "Proud of you." Later, as the sun began to set, I sat alone near the fence. Watching the sky turn orange, June sat beside me again. "You okay, baby?" "Yeah, just soaking it in." "You looked happy today," she said. I was. She touched my hand. "Let that be enough." "I'm trying," she nodded. "Healing takes time. I spent so long trying to be enough for people who never saw me." "But you are enough," she said gently. "And now you're building a home where love isn't earned, it just is." Tears pricked my eyes. "You're not alone anymore, Ethan." "I know," Claire called from the porch. "Hey, you ready to cut the cake?" I stood grinning. "More frosting," June laughed. "Go be with your family." I looked around at the laughter, the lights, the joy. She was right. "Ethan," Claire said gently, handing me my phone. "You got a message." I didn't look right away. "From who?" She hesitated. "Your sister," I grabbed it. The screen lit up, Olivia. "Can't wait to meet the baby." "So excited for you guys." I stared at the text. No punctuation, no heart, no apology. Just that. Claire watched me. "Are you okay?" She acts like everything's fine, like nothing happened. "You don't have to respond," she said. "I'm not going to." "You sure?" I turned off the screen. They skipped the most important day of my life. I won't let them taint this one. A second later, the phone buzzed again. My mom's name lit up. Claire leaned in. "You going to answer?" "Let it ring," I said. "You really think they care now?" "No," I sighed. "I think they're just trying to save face. Maybe someone told them the due date's close." "Probably Olivia," I muttered. Claire took my hand. "You don't owe them anything." "I know." The phone buzzed again. "Voicemail this time. Want me to delete it?" Claire asked. I shook my head. "Let it sit." "You're allowed to protect your peace," she said. I nodded slowly. They made their choices. I'm making mine, Claire exhaled. Do you think they'll show up at the hospital? They wouldn't dare, but what if they do? Then they'll be turned away. Okay, she squeezed my hand. I trust you, I want this day to be about her, about us, not them. It will be, another buzz. This time, a group chat notification. Don't tell me, I started. Claire nodded. Your family chat, I opened it. Mom, we're all so excited for you both. Let us know when the baby arrives. Olivia, we'll definitely come visit. Aunt Laura, let us know what you need, sweetie. I stared at the messages. My hand tightened around the phone. Claire watched me. What are you thinking? I'm thinking I should have left that chat months ago. You still can. I opened the group, scrolled up, and hit Leave Conversation. A warning popped up. Are you sure you want to leave this chat? I tapped yes. Claire smiled. That looked satisfying. It was, I said quietly. She leaned her head on my shoulder. You're doing the right thing. I wish it didn't feel so final. You gave them chances, more than they deserved. I know it still hurts, I said quietly. But it's a different kind of hurt now. What kind? The kind that leads to peace. Claire looked at me. It sounds like healing. I hope so. There was a long pause. Then she asked, do you want me to block them from updates? I looked at her. You'd do that? She nodded. You don't need to carry this alone, I smiled faintly. Thank you, I mean it. I want our daughter's first days surrounded by love, not guilt. Exactly, Claire said. She got up and grabbed her laptop. Hospital checklist time already. We're in the final stretch, babe, I laughed. Crazy, she opened a tab. So I packed snacks, comfy clothes, and extra socks. Don't forget your charger. Already in the bag, I grinned. You're amazing, I try. She paused. Ethan? Yeah? I know this isn't how you pictured things with your family. It's not, but I'm proud of you. For what? For choosing better, I blinked. I'm still learning how. Well, she smiled, you're doing pretty damn well. The phone buzzed one more time. This time I turned it off completely. Ethan! Claire gasped, gripping my hand. Something's happening, it hurts. Oh my God, it really hurts. I'm here, I said, already helping her toward the car. We're okay. We're okay. No, we're not okay, she screamed. We're having a baby. I almost forgot to breathe. Right. Okay. Hospital. Now. The drive was a blur of red lights, fast turns, and Claire yelling at me for every bump. When we finally made it, I ran around the car, nearly tripped on the curb, and helped her out. They better have drugs, she growled, clutching my arm. They do. Lots of them. The best ones. Inside. A nurse shouted, rushing over with a wheelchair. How far apart are the contractions? Claire cried out instead of answering. Not far, I said quickly. Once we were in the delivery room, the world got small. Beeping monitors, bright lights, sweat, pain. Ethan! Claire shouted. Don't just stand there. I'm not. I grabbed a cold rag, dabbing her forehead. You're doing amazing. I hate you. I deserve that. I'm serious. She yelled. If you ever touch me again, got it, I said. No touching. Another wave hit. She screamed, gripping my hand so tight I thought it might snap. I can't do this, she sobbed. Yes, you can, I said. I'm so scared. I am too. Her eyes found mine, wet, panicked. What if I mess this up? You won't, the nurse checked the monitor. You're almost there, Claire. It's just a little longer, Claire whimpered. What's a little mean in labor time? Could be minutes. Could be hours, I said. She screamed again. Hours? Dr. Patel entered and gave me a nod. Dad, ready to meet your daughter? I swallowed hard. Ready as I'll ever be. Claire cried out again, louder this time. Dr. Patel said calmly, Okay, Claire. I need you to push, Claire screamed again. Da, 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 da! I didn't know what to do with my hands. I just kept saying her name. Push, the nurse said. I am pushing, Claire snapped. You're doing great, I whispered, brushing her hair back. She pushed again. And again. And again. Then came a cry. One tiny, loud, beautiful cry. I froze. Dr. Patel smiled. She's here. My knees almost gave out. Claire sobbed. Is she okay? Is she okay? She's perfect, Dr. Patel said. The nurse wrapped her in a blanket and placed her gently in my arms. I stared down. She was so small, so pink, so alive. My voice broke. "Hi," Claire looked up. "Ethan, she's perfect," I whispered. "Claire, she's perfect." I held her close and whispered in her ear, "I will never let you feel unwanted. Never." Claire reached out. I helped her cradle our daughter against her chest. She cried. "So did I," Dr. Patel smiled. "Congratulations, you two." The room slowly emptied. Quiet returned. Claire lay back, exhausted but glowing. "We did it." "You did it," I said. She chuckled weakly. "We both did." I looked around. It was just us. No flowers from my side, no calls, no messages. But in that moment, I didn't care. Claire smiled down at our daughter. "She looks like you." "I think she has your nose." "She's everything," Claire whispered. I nodded. "She is." Claire looked at me. "Still wish they were here?" "No," I said without hesitation. "This is enough." Silence filled the room again, soft and warm. Claire said, "What now?" I smiled. "Now we love her, hard." Claire reached for my hand. "We already do." I looked down at the tiny human sleeping on Claire's chest. "I think I finally get it." "Get what?" Claire asked. "Family." Claire's eyes met mine. "Me too." We sat there quietly, our daughter breathing between us, and for the first time in a long time I felt whole. I powered on my phone. The screen lit up. 17 missed calls, voicemails, texts. All from numbers I knew too well. Claire walked in holding the baby. "You okay?" I stared at the screen. "They called." Her eyes softened. "A lot?" 17 times. "All today." She sat beside me. "Are you going to listen?" I didn't answer right away. I tapped the first voicemail. My mother's voice filled the room. "Ethan, why didn't you tell us?" "We heard from a friend you had the baby." "Why would you shut us out like this?" "We're family." I stared at the wall. Claire whispered, "Want me to leave you alone?" "No, stay." Another voicemail played. "Please call me back. This isn't right." "We didn't know." "We would have come, would you?" I clicked the third. "I'm your mother. I have a right to know when my grandchild is born." Claire's arms tightened around our daughter. I said, "She has the right to know me too." But that never mattered. More messages, same tone, confusion, guilt, demands. I sighed. "They're not sorry. They're shocked." "That's different." Claire looked at me. "What are you going to say?" I stared at my phone. "Nothing. You sure?" I nodded. "But I'll send one text." "Just one." She waited while I typed. "So was I once." I hit send. Then I blocked the number. Claire didn't speak. She just placed our daughter in my arms. I held her tight, my thumb brushing her tiny hand. She didn't cry. She just looked up at me, like she knew. Claire whispered, "You okay?" I nodded for the first time. "Yeah." My hands were shaking, but not from anger, not from sadness, from peace. It felt like closing a door without slamming it. Claire leaned her head on my shoulder. "They might try again. I know. What if they show up?" "I won't open the door." She didn't smile or frown. She just said, "Okay." I looked down at my daughter. "She doesn't need to grow up chasing people." "No," Claire said. "She won't." I exhaled long and deep. The silence in the room felt different now. Claire whispered, "I'm proud of you. I didn't think I'd do it. You did. I always waited for them to see me. You don't have to wait anymore." I looked at the blocked number on my screen. "I think I used to believe silence was love," I said quietly. "That if I was quiet and patient, they'd come around." Claire said gently, "You were wrong." "I know." She kissed my cheek. "But now you're right where you belong." I nodded, holding our baby a little tighter. I didn't feel bitter. I didn't feel broken. I felt free. I stared at the blank page for a long time. Claire leaned on the door frame, holding a mug. "Writing something?" "Yeah, a letter to them." She nodded. "But I'm not sending it." She didn't ask why. She just walked over and placed the mug beside me. "Want to read it out loud?" I shook my head. "Not yet." She kissed my shoulder and left me alone. I picked up the pen. "Dear Mom, Olivia, everyone." I paused. "This isn't a letter to make you feel guilty. It's not a request. It's not a plea. It's just what I need to say to let go." I wrote slowly. "You missed my wedding. You made excuses, said nothing. Did nothing, so we got married without you. Claire walked down the aisle in a dress she picked with her mom. I stood there waiting, hoping maybe someone would walk in late. No one did. I remembered that day, how I kept checking my phone just in case you missed the vows. The first dance. The cake we picked together. You missed watching me finally be chosen by someone, and choosing her back fully. You weren't there. Then I wrote, Claire got pregnant. I didn't tell you right away. I didn't think you'd care. When Olivia texted, it was just 5 words, 5 cold, weightless words. Heard you got married. Congrats. That was it. I scratched the pen across the paper harder than I needed to. You never asked how I felt. You never asked how Claire was, or how the baby was doing. Just silence, then shock, like I owed you something. I wiped my hand across my face. The day my daughter was born, I watched Claire scream for hours. I held her hand. I counted her breaths. Then I heard the cry. I saw her. She was perfect. She didn't ask where her grandmother was. She didn't need you to feel complete. She had us. I underlined the next sentence. You weren't even a thought in that room. I heard the nursery door creak open. You okay? Claire whispered. Yeah, I said, just finishing. You want me to take her? No, she's asleep on me. She's good. She smiled and disappeared again. I stared at the last part of the letter. My hand hovered. Thank you. I stopped, then added, thank you for showing me what not to be. Thank you for teaching me by absence what presence looks like. Thank you for making it so clear that silence is a choice. I felt my throat tighten. My daughter will never have to beg for love. She'll never sit at a window waiting. She'll never wonder what she did wrong. She will never know your kind of love. I folded the paper and pressed the crease down with my palm. Claire stepped back in. You done? Yeah. Want me to read it now? No, not ever. I slid it into an envelope, sealed it, and opened the drawer beside my desk. She watched me place it inside. That's where it stays. I nodded. Forever. Feel better? She asked softly. Not better. Just quieter. That's enough sometimes, she said. I closed the drawer and stood up. She reached for my hand. You sure you're okay? I'm not sad, I said. I'm just done. Claire smiled a little. It's peace. Yeah, I said. I think it is. And this time, I didn't feel like I owed anyone an explanation. The knock was soft. Claire looked up from the baby monitor. You expecting someone? No, I peeked through the window. It's Olivia, I said. Claire stood slowly. Want me to stay? No, but don't go far. She nodded and disappeared into the hallway. I opened the door halfway. Olivia smiled like nothing ever happened. Hey, Ethan. I didn't smile back. Hey. She glanced down at her shoes, then back up. Can I come in? Why? Her eyes shifted. We could talk. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. Then talk, she blinked. Okay, I guess I deserve that. I didn't say anything. Mom's been crying a lot since she found out about the baby. She didn't know, Ethan. None of us did. You never asked. I know, she said quickly. I know that. And I'm not here to make excuses. You're doing a great job so far, she flinched. I messed up. I stayed silent. We didn't mean to hurt you. You just didn't care if you did. That's not fair, is it? She said softly. We thought you were being dramatic. That you'd get over it. My wedding. You thought I'd get over my family skipping my wedding? I didn't say it was right. I folded my arms. So why now? Why today? She bit her lip. Because Mom's scared she'll never meet your daughter, I exhaled slowly. That's not up to me anymore. Ethan, come on now. You don't get to come on now me. She stepped closer. I'm trying. For who, me? Or to feel better about yourself? She looked down. That's what I thought. Do you really hate us that much? She whispered. I shook my head. I don't hate you. I just don't trust you. We're family. So was I said. Remember? Olivia went quiet. She's beautiful, by the way, I added. Full head of hair. Big eyes. Her face softened. Can I see a photo? No, she blinked. Why not? Because you don't get to show up at the finish line when you skipped the whole race. I didn't think it mattered that much. You didn't think I mattered that much? She winced. I'm sorry. Are you sorry for what you did, or for how it looks? She didn't answer. That silence told me everything. I reached for the doorknob. Wait, she said. Please, just let Mom say she's sorry. She can write, if she means it, she's had a year to find some words. Olivia's voice cracked. We're not perfect. I never needed perfect. I needed present. She wiped her eyes. This isn't how it's supposed to be. No, I said, but this is how it is. I opened the door behind me. She stared past me toward the hallway. Is that Clare? Yes. She looks happy. She is. I wish you'd let us be part of it. I used to wish that too. She took a shaky breath. I'll tell Mom. Tell her what? That you don't hate her. That you're just done? I nodded. That's about right. Goodbye, Ethan. I paused. Goodbye, Olivia. She walked away, slow and heavy. I stepped inside. Clare was waiting. Did she say what she wanted? She asked quietly. Yeah. Did she mean it? No. She reached for my hand. I didn't let go. She asked to see a photo. What did you say? No, Clare smiled softly. Good. We stood in the silence for a while. Then I whispered, That door is staying shut. Clare nodded. It should. And for the first time, I didn't feel bad about it. Careful with that frosting, Clare said, elbow deep in batter. It's not a food fight. I wasn't going to throw it. I laughed. Just taste it. She narrowed her eyes. Fingers out of the bowl. Come on. It's her first birthday. She won't mind. She'll mind when there's no cake. I licked the frosting off my finger anyway. Worth it. Clare shook her head, but she was smiling. Mike said he'd be here at noon. Did you blow up the balloons? I blew up 3. Then I almost passed out. That's why we bought the pump. I couldn't find it, so I improvised. She tossed a dish towel at me. You're lucky you're cute. Before I could respond, the door swung open. Party people, Mike shouted, holding a giant bundle of rainbow balloons. Clare lit up. Right on time. Would have been earlier, Mike said, but one popped in my car and I nearly crashed. I took a balloon from him. You bring earplugs too? She's going to scream when she sees these. He laughed. She screams. That means she's into it. Baby logic. Ella babbled from her high chair, smacking her hands on the tray. Mike leaned over. There's the birthday girl. Clare wiped her hands and walked over. Okay, Ella. Time for your birthday crown. Mike raised an eyebrow. A crown? It's made of felt, I explained. Very regal. Clare placed it gently on Ella's head. Perfect. The door buzzed again. I opened it and found June standing there with a small gift bag and a cardigan over her shoulders. Happy birthday, sweet one, she said, walking in. Clare hugged her. Grandma June, you made it. I wouldn't miss it, June said, handing me the bag. Something for Ella. I peeked inside and pulled out a delicate gold necklace with a tiny heart charm. Clare gasped. It's beautiful. I swallowed. She can wear it when she's older. June smiled at Ella. She'll always know she's loved. Clare blinked quickly. Thank you. Mike clapped his hands. All right, is it cake time or what? Almost, Clare said. Let's sing first. We gathered around. Clare lit the single candle. I picked Ella up and held her close. Clare started the song. Happy birthday to you. Mike joined in, loud and off-key. Ella squealed, eyes fixed on the flame. When the song ended, Clare leaned in. Ready? I nodded. Let's do it together. We both blew out the candle. Ella clapped. Mike cheered. Encore! Encore! Clare laughed. No more fire! I brought Ella to the couch while Clare cut the cake. She's getting so big, June said softly. I nodded. I don't know how it's already been a year. She looks like you, June added. But she's got Clare's eyes. I hope she keeps them. June smiled. Eyes that see everything. I looked down at Ella. She'll always be seen. Mike came over with cake plates. Chocolate for the king, vanilla for the queen, and carrot cake for the princess, 'cause Clare's still on that health kick. Clare shrugged. Guilty. We ate on the floor, plates balanced on our laps, laughter echoing off the apartment walls. She's going to be so spoiled, Mike said, giving Ella a balloon. That's the plan. Claire leaned against my shoulder. I wish this moment could last forever. It kind of does, I said. In her. Claire looked up at me. That was cheesy. Still true. June reached for my hand. You did good, Ethan. I didn't do it alone. She nodded. You chose better. That's what matters. Ella let out a joyful squeal, waving cake-covered hands in the air. Mike laughed. She's got your spirit, dude. God help us all, Claire said. I grinned. You love it. She bumped her head against mine. Yeah, I really do. As everyone settled in, I looked around. No big venue, no fancy decorations, just balloons, cake, and warmth. No one else was invited. No one else was needed. This was it. Small, messy, loud, real, and mine. The wind was sharp, but not cruel. I sat on the bench, hands buried in my jacket pockets, watching the leaves drift down like slow confessions. A couple passed by with their toddler. The little girl laughed, chasing her shadow. I smiled without meaning to. I pulled out my phone. The screen lit up, and there it was. One last photo. Thanksgiving, maybe 10 years ago. Everyone smiling, fake smiles. I knew it even then. Claire once asked me why I kept it. I told her I didn't know. Maybe it was habit. Maybe I wasn't ready. I stared at it for a long minute. My thumb hovered over the trash icon. You sure? I whispered to myself. No answer. Just the crunch of leaves under someone's shoes in the distance. I closed my eyes. Mom's voice, once so loud in my head, had gone quiet. Dad's silence, once a wall, was just a memory. Olivia's laugh, sharp and teasing, barely echoed anymore. I tapped the screen. Delete photo. I clicked yes. It was gone. For a while I didn't move, just sat there, breathing, letting go. A kid nearby shouted something. The wind answered with a gust. The trees whispered back. I leaned back, looked up at the gray sky, and whispered, I forgive you. The words floated out like smoke. But I will never forget. I didn't say it with bitterness, not anger, just truth. Footsteps approached. Claire's voice broke the silence. You okay? I nodded as she sat beside me, holding Ella on her hip. You weren't home. I needed some space, I figured. She glanced down at Ella. We came to find you. I smiled at my daughter. You brought the boss, huh? She insisted. Claire grinned. Didn't you, Ella? Ella reached toward me. Da-da! My heart thudded. Da? She said again. Da! Claire's eyes widened. Was that her first? I held out my arms. Ella wobbled out of Claire's grip and toddled toward me, almost falling but catching herself. I scooped her up, held her close. Dada, she said again, patting my cheek. I laughed. You're going to make me cry in public. Claire brushed a tear from her own face. She's right on time. I kissed the top of Ella's head. You always know what I need, don't you? Ella giggled and grabbed my nose. I looked at Claire. She sees me. She always has, Claire said softly. I swallowed hard. I used to feel invisible. I know, but not anymore. Claire took my hand. You're seen. You're loved. I nodded. And I'm finally ready to let it go. She tilted her head. All of it? I deleted the photo. Claire's brows lifted. You did? 10 years of pretending. It's over. She exhaled. How do you feel? Lighter. We sat there, the three of us, as the world moved around us. Ella babbled nonsense and tried to eat a leaf. Claire gently pulled it from her hand. Not for eating. I looked at them. My wife, my daughter, my family. I think this is what peace feels like, I said. Claire leaned her head on my shoulder. You deserve it. I used to think I needed their approval, I said. Their love. But you don't, she said. No, I said. I need this. Just this. Ella snuggled into my chest. Claire smiled. She chose you first, and I'll never stop choosing her. Claire kissed my cheek. We're proud of you. I met her eyes. Thank you for staying, for showing me. She squeezed my hand. For building something better. I nodded. Exactly. A leaf landed in Ella's hair. Claire brushed it away. She's going to grow up knowing she's wanted. I looked down at my daughter as she clapped. I grinned. Yeah, baby, I'm here. Claire laughed. You always will be. I nodded again, this time to myself. I was done waiting for people who wouldn't show up. I was done begging to be seen. This small, perfect, messy moment was enough. It always had been.